Yo, what is going on, guys? We're back today for another video, and so this is going to be a two-parter. This first video, we're going to be talking about Hitmonkey, the brand new skill champion coming to the game in June. He's dropping on June 25th, and then we also have Tigra, who's going to be dropping first, but there's going to be a second video on her. We'll be posting like 15 minutes or so after this one, so be on the lookout for that. We're going to be breaking down both of their abilities. This is a content creator program video. Got the abilities a little bit early, so let's jump into it. So about Hitmonkey, a bunch of monkey sounds. I'm not going to do it all, but yeah, he's a monkey. So Gwenpool here, it's a good thing I speak Makaku? I'm not sure how to say that. This dapper little guy was just an ordinary monkey until his tribe gave sanctuary to an on-the-run assassin. Mercenaries came and killed both the assassin and the rest of Hitmonkey's tribe, so Hitmonkey took up the fallen assassin's weapons and swore vengeance against both those responsible and all others who call themselves mercenaries. Then when I read this, I laughed so hard. Hitmonkey is coming for the mercs. But yeah, I had no idea who Hitmonkey actually was, so this was cool to learn a little bit about him and his origin. So, Hitmonkey's mechanics. Hitmonkey is a versatile assassin who can quickly eliminate his targets while bypassing their defenses. The nunchaku he uses for his basic attacks are guaranteed to be critical hits, and landing 3 critical hits in a row enables him to switch into one of 2 combat modes. The first, Assassin's Cunning, lets him strike evasive opponents and improves his bleed damage. The second, Primal Rage, lets him ignore enemy armor and resistances and lets him inflict disorient. Choose the right mode for the right enemy and show them who the real superior simian is. So here we got some of the prestige. So as a 565, 6200, we got 10,640, which is it's pretty good. You know, it's not nowhere near Doom level or anything, but it's it's not bad. And then as a 6-star, ranked 3, we got 13,690. Again, pretty good. HP and stuff. He seems attack seems really pretty good. Health a bit on the lower side, more of a glass cannon type character we're looking at here. So he's a skill. And basic abilities: critical bleed, assassin's cunning, primal rage, disorient, and critical damage. So the way the vibe I'm totally getting from this guy is like a skill version of Corvus, and kind of like a better version of Mole Man. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting. So let's get into this, and I'll explain kind of why I feel that way. So strengths, variety of damage. Hitmonkey has a number of different ways to dealing solid damage. The opponent has guaranteed crits on a number of his basic attacks and can easily trigger bleed debuffs through his basic combos. He also has access to true damage and opponents with high resistances. So did you hear that? True damage and guaranteed crits. That's like Corvus's thing, man. So that's very interesting, very interesting. But Hitmonkey doesn't have any kind of charges. He just has guaranteed crits, which is very interesting. So we're going to need to see the actual numbers of how much damage they can deal, because it might be a little bit underwhelming compared to that of Corvus. So fighting #mercenary opponents. A number of Hitmonkey's abilities are improved when fighting mercenary opponents. The most notable changes is that rather than being forced to choose between his 2 combat modes, triggering one mode will automatically also trigger the other one, giving him the benefits of both. So that's cool, but there aren't that many mercenary characters in the game. Domino is one, but she's mutant and he's a skill, so probably wouldn't be the best matchup. But yeah, so he also can purify debuffs and evade attacks. So in addition to significantly improving his attack opportunities, Hitmonkey's 2 combat modes also provide him with some safety. Assassin's Cunning will let him evade an attack that would strike him, and Primal Rage will let him shrug off a stun or damaging debuff. So that's cool. He sounds maybe suicide friendly. So weaknesses: bleed immunity. A big component of Hitmonkey's damage is bleed damage and his critical bleeds. Opponents who are bleed immune will be able to bypass this threat pretty easily. Relies on critical hits. Hitmonkey has guaranteed critical hits on his medium attacks and his first light attack. If his opponent is someone who punishes critical hits like Mr. Sinister, then Hitmonkey is going to have a very difficult time. That's not really a bad ability to have, relying on critical hits. There's definitely worse weaknesses in the game than that, so that sounds pretty good. So the following stats and abilities are based on a rank 5, level 65, 5-star champion. So abilities: nunchaku, I think I'm saying that right, sounds right. Hitmonkey's nunchaku attacks are guaranteed critical hits against opponents who are not blocking. So that means he can't crit through the block, that's what that means. So he uses them for his first medium hit, first light hit and second medium hit. So all mediums are going to be crits, and your first light will be a crit. Landing 3 critical hits in a row deals internal damage to the opponent and inflicts a bleed debuff, dealing 1263.5 direct damage over 4.5 seconds. Kind of a bit of a longer bleed, but with deep wounds you can make it even longer. Developers note a good strategy when playing Hitmonkey is to use medium, light, medium combos rather than the regular 5-hit combos, as all 3 hits in the shorter combo are guaranteed critical hits, meaning you'll trigger a bleed debuff every combo. Who else uses 3-hit combos? Human Torch, and oh yeah, Corvus. Sounding like a skill Corvus to me, man. So Monkey Scheme, Monkey Do, kind of like Monkey See, Monkey Do. I like the play on words there. Adding 3 critical hits in a row grants Hitmonkeys a Monkey Scheme. This is unaffected by ability accuracy, which is always a good thing to have. Blocking or dodging an attack converts a Monkey Scheme into Assassin's Cunning, lasting 8 seconds. Attacking or being struck converts a Monkey Scheme into Primal Rage, lasting 8 seconds. So these are how you activate your 2 modes. The first one being Assassin's Cunning, the second one being Primal Rage. So you need to get a Monkey Scheme, and you got to do 3 crits in a row. So medium, light, medium, and then boom, you get your Monkey Scheme. And if you want to go for the Assassin's mode, you just like dex an attack, dex a medium, a dash, and that should give you that one. And if you want to activate the other one, you can get hit, which isn't ideal, or you can attack the opponent. So just like hit, intercept. I'm not sure if blocked hits count. No, blocked hits will be the first one. So yeah, you want to punish a special or intercept or something like that to activate the second one easily. And then against mercenary opponents, Monkey Schemes are always converted into both Assassin's Cunning and Primal Rage. And while Assassin's Cunning or Primal Rage are active, Monkey Scheme cannot be gained, which makes sense. So developers note, Monkey Scheme are Hitmonkey's main mechanic. After landing 3 crits in a row, you have the choice between his 2 different combat modes, Assassin's Cunning and Primal Rage. The 2 modes are useful in different ways, so choose wisely. While Hitmonkey excels at 3-hit combos, it's also entirely possible to trigger a Monkey Scheme using 5-hit combo, since the last hit of the combo will be critical, and the next 2 hits of your combo will trigger a scheme. To give you a sense of what it looks like, here's Hitmonkey's starting state. After landing a crit, he tracks the hit on the HUD. Landing 3 critical hits, a Monkey Scheme, and bleed on the opponent. You get 3. And then you get the little angry monkey logo. So when knocked down, activate both Assassin's Cunning and Primal Rage for 6 seconds. That'll promote Hitmonkey's main threat when he's defending. Knocking him down forces you to contend with both his combat modes at once. On opponent evade, activate Assassin's Cunning and refresh Primal Rage. This is unaffected by ability accuracy. He cannot trigger more than once every 15 seconds. So that's cool. When the opponent evades, you get this. So developers note, handy for hitting those sneaky, evasive opponents like Spider-Man and Quake. Quake's kind of a weird one to list as a sneaky, evasive opponent, but okay. So when you're in the Assassin's Cunning mode, here's what you get. So prevent the opponent's evade effects. That's great. It just says prevent. It doesn't say like True Strike or anything. So hopefully it's just like a passive thing, like Venom countering the Spider-Verse characters, or like Ghost's way of bypassing evasion. And if it's like that, then that's really good. And it's not like a buff or something that like Spider-Gwen could nullify, like a True Strike or something like that. It sounds promising as a very good evade counter. Gain a 60% chance to evade an incoming basic attack while not blocking. So this is kind of like a safety net if you slip up. Evading does remove the Assassin's Cunning though. The bleed debuffs from Hitmonkey's Nunchaku can be critical bleeds, multiplying their potency by his critical damage multiplier. The chance for a critical bleed is equal to his critical chance. So that's really interesting. It sounds like you'll be able to get some pretty big crit bleeds in this mode. And the chance for critical bleeds to occur is further increased for every 3 critical hits landed in a row during Assassin's Cunning. I really like this, because, that's one of the problems I have with champions like Domino, where, it's a lot of RNG into landing some of her crit bleeds. And when I play her, I don't get that RNG on my side. So I really like that. For every 2 critical hits landed in a row, it's going to increase the chance to get a critical bleed. I really like that. So developers note here, in Assassin's Cunning, you really want to be doing 3-hit combos. Each combo you do will bleed the opponent and also increase the chance of triggering critical bleeds instead of your regular bleeds. And if the opponent would get a hit in, Hitmonkey has a very good chance to evade it. So it's kind of like Stealth Spider-Man's passive evade, you know, like it's just there if you slip up. And it's really nice actually. So here's what the Assassin's Cunning looks like. A little purple sign. So now the next mode we have is Primal Rage. So ignore opponent's armor and resistances. That could be useful for sure. There's definitely some nodes in Alliance War. The right mini boss has like 90% critical resistance. Hitmonkey sounds like he could be pretty good there. And so yeah, that's definitely a good ability to have for certain scenarios. Gain 100% chance to purify one of each stun and damage over time debuff on Hitmonkey when one is gained, or when Primal Rage activates, purifying removes Primal Rage. So at the start of the fight, you know, you could activate this mode to get rid of one of the suicide debuffs or something like that. Could be potentially an option. I like this. I like any character with an ability to purify a debuff. That's great. Light hits have a 20% chance to disorient the opponent, decreasing their block efficiency and defensive ability accuracy by 40% for 6 seconds. The chance to disorient is increased by 2.5% for each hit landed during Primal Rage, up to 45% total. So you can stack up these disorients. I'm assuming that they can stack, but they are kind of short, but could maybe be a way to bypass some abilities. Doesn't seem too reliable, but nice. And there's something with his signature ability to bypass them even more. We'll get to that. Special attack hits have the same chance to disorient for 3 additional seconds. Developer note, in Primal Rage, you want to change up your combo style. This mode benefits from landing as many light hits as possible, so you ideally want to start your combos with a medium, followed by 4 light attacks. You won't trigger bleeds as often, but your hits will ignore the opponent's armor and resistances, and you'll easily be able to disorient them with just your basic attacks. So, yeah, in the first mode, 3-hit combos. In this mode, medium, 4 lights. Here's what the next icon looks like for that mode. Now some special attacks. Monkey business. So many monkey puns. He says shotguns are more effective when you use your feet. If Assassin's Cunning is active, this attack has vigilance and cannot miss. If Primal Rage is active, this attack is unblockable. If this attack causes a miss to fail, or it breaks through a block, refresh Assassin's Cunning and Primal Rage, and Hitmonkey gains vigilance and unblockable until Assassin's Cunning or Primal Rage expires. So this is really interesting. He gains both of those, actually. Here's the developer note. The goal of the special attack is to punish your opponent for trying to block your attacks or cause them to miss. Doing this successfully will give you a massive advantage for the remainder of your current combat mode. It's important to note that successfully punishing the opponent will always grant you both benefits. So, for example, breaking their block will also grant you vigilance, even if you weren't in Assassin's Cunning to begin with. So you can become unblockable and unable to miss for the remainder of the mode that you're in. So that could be very useful in like an Invisible Woman boss fight or something like that, dude. That could be pretty sick. And with those bleeds, he's looking like a pretty good counter to her. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. And just being unblockable is always an amazing ability, as we've seen with Aegon at a max combo and Nicholas Fury. So the next special here, we got Barrels of Monkey. When one gun isn't enough, diversify. It really catches people off guard. If activated immediately after Hitmonkey lands a critical hit, all hits in this attack are guaranteed to be critical. Guaranteed special 2s. Who else can do that? Oh yeah, Corvus. Assassin's Cunning and Primal Rage are paused during this attack. Developer note, activating this special after any of Hitmonkey's guaranteed critical hits is an easy way to make the whole special attack be critical. Since there are 7 hits in this attack, doing so means that you'll trigger lots of bleeds from Hitmonkey's passive, as well as benefits from his current combat mode. So using this special 2 in Assassin's Cunning, man, you'd be getting bleeds, you'd be getting some critical bleeds, all your hits will be critical. This could be some pretty nice damage, man. This could be some pretty nice damage. And it also pauses whichever phase that you're in, which is pretty nice. So yeah, that sounds pretty dope. And then we have the special 3, McHugh Massacre. This one's hard to translate. Basically, cool monkeys don't look at explosions. I cannot wait to see what this special 3 looks like. It sounds pretty sick. So gain a cruelty buff for 27 seconds. That's a pretty long amount of time. You'd be able to get close to another special 3. Increasing critical damage rating by 1100. While the cruelty is active, striking the opponent pauses Assassin's Cunning and Primal Rage for 0.3 seconds. That's great. Developers note this special is most useful in longer fights where you want to spend longer amounts of time in your combat modes, and of course, cruelty is nice for all of his guaranteed crits. So cruelty along with guaranteed crits. Again, who does that sound like? Oh yeah, Corvus. Oh man, this sounds great. So it sounds like for medium to long fights, start the fight off, get to an L3, just for unless it's a short fight, for even medium to long fights, get to an L3, get this cruelty buff up, and then get in the Assassin's mode, get to a special 2, drop that special 2, all those guaranteed crits with the cruelty, with the crit bleeds. The crit bleeds are going to be even bigger because of the cruelty. Oh man. Alright, I think they'd be bigger because of the cruelty. It might be base. Let me check that real quick. But still, it sounds like it'd be pretty dope. What does it say about the critical bleeds? Should be under the Assassin's one. By his critical damage multiplier. It doesn't say base critical damage multiplier, so that cruelty might work. It might work for it. But now we move on to the signature ability. I like this one. They're saying the man, the myth, the legend. Here we have the monkey, the myth, the legend. While the opponent is above or at 25% health, so just starting most fights, starting any fight, they're going to be above 25% health, so you're going to get this effect. Or is just a hashtag mercenary. Assassin's Cunning and Primal Rage lasts 3.5 seconds longer, which is nice. So they'd be 11.5 seconds instead of just 8 seconds. And while the opponent is below 25% health or is a hashtag mercenary, Hitmonkey passively reduces their defensive ability accuracy by 40%. So if you pair that up with the disorient debuffs, you can get a pretty good reduction going, especially against those mercenaries. So developer note at the beginning of the fight, the signature ability is great for spending more time in your mode of choice. Then when the opponent is on their last legs, Hitmonkey amps up the intensity by significantly reducing the chance for them to trigger their defensive abilities. This also combines nicely with the disorient from Primal Rage. So all in all, man, his abilities are sounding pretty crazy. Again, he's sounding like a skilled Corvus. They got me hyped. These abilities got me hyped. It's really just going to come down to the numbers and how hard he hits. What his base critical damage rating is, that's going to be extremely important. So yeah, that's what's going to come down to. His base stack seems to be pretty good. So yeah, we're just going to have to really see what the numbers are when we actually get this guy. But as far as the ability goes, I'm excited. And we got a couple of synergies here. So with Deadpool, Hitmonkey, if any bleeds fail to apply on the opponent due to an immunity, Hitmonkey deals a burst of instant passive bleed damage for 50% of his attack. Developers note the synergy won't help Hitmonkey against opponents who are bleed immune, since they're also immune to passive bleed. However, it'll work against opponents who are debuff immune. This could also work against fighting a Corvus, because he's not immune to passive bleed damage. And we have Spider Monkey here. So the Spider-Man Hitmonkey, when fighting mercenary opponents, gain the effects of the level 1 Assassin Mastery. If Assassin Mastery is already acquired, it instead activates when the opponent is below 25% of their maximum health. That could be good, paired with his signature ability, just decreasing their ability accuracy even more at that point. And we got Fury for enemies with Rocket, Squirrel Girl, and Beast. Critical hits have a 30% chance to apply an armor break the opponent for 60 seconds, reducing the armor rating by 700. And it doesn't say that it doesn't stack. So if that does stack, that could be pretty good. 30% chance, 3 hits, 3 guaranteed crits each combo. There's a good chance you'll apply one of them on every combo. And that's a pretty good armor break amount. So yeah, that could increase his damage by a pretty fair bit. I like that one. Then we got with Daredevil, Hawkeye, Black Bolt, Hitmonkey. The last 3 hits of each heavy attack are guaranteed critical hits. That's cool, just more guaranteed critical hits. And then enemies 2-star and up with Black Widow, Deadly Origin, Electra, Luke Cage, Taskmaster, all champions gain critical rating. So, yeah, that could, that's eh. And then we got teammates, 2 stars and up with Old Man Logan, Massacre, all champions gain perfect block chance. Be good. And then recommended masteries, Deep Wounds, of course, because this guy's going to be bleeding. Cruelty, of course, to make his crits harder. And then Assassin. When Assassin is always great to have. The Spider Monkey synergy will improve it even further against mercenary opponents. So that's it. That's all we got for Hitmonkey, guys. He's looking pretty cool, pretty interesting. I'm excited. Again, he sounds like a skill Corvus to me, but we're going to have to wait and see. He kind of sounds like a better Mole Man, so I'm excited. But again, I was kind of thinking Mole Man was going to be pretty good too, and he ended up being So yeah, hopefully he's a stud and not a dud. That's all I got for you guys today on Hitmonkey, but we are going to be breaking down Tiger right after this, so that if you're watching this when this video went live, the Tiger one should be live by now. So go check it out. If you guys enjoyed this one, drop me a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more content. Thank you so much for watching.